Hmm? Yeah?
Maharishi, you spoke of training children. Isn't the manner of their training critical? I mean, shouldn't it be done in such a way that they don't lose their feeling of self-worth? And shouldn't they be given some responsibility for their own actions so that they can learn how to handle responsibility?
Not at that tender age. It will be too much. They don't know, they don't have seen the world, they don't know anybody beyond mommy and daddy. And therefore, it's too early to put responsibility for culturing themselves. It is at this stage now that we saw how important and how delicate it is to handle the nervous system with what we see and what we hear and what we do and what we eat. It is this morning that it came to clear to us that every little bit that we do in life has a direct influence on the functioning of nervous system, which influences our level of consciousness. It is today at this age, so and therefore now even having this insight into the delicate structure of functioning of nervous system, how many of us, so much grown and so much responsible and seeing so much of the work, will be able to actually handle all these spheres of perceptions in such a way that the functioning of the nervous system is conducive to growth of consciousness. How many of us will be able to achieve that, having known the reality that every perception influences the functioning, and every functioning has its share in every state of our awareness. We have seen this morning. But even then, we will not be able to manage the whole sphere of perception, seeing, hearing, touching, this, in such a way that the whole thing is conducive to the states of development. Now, we cannot expect the children who don't know the world beyond their own bedroom and living room and mommy and daddy, or maybe a small street to the school in that locality. It will be too much to train them by putting responsibility to them. It is only befitting that we tell them, yes, when you go to school you have to put on a tie, you have to put on this and you put on this, and you just go like that and go like that, and how you have to walk. You can't walk by putting one foot this way and putting one foot that way. No, when you walk on the street, you have to go straight, this way, this way. Mummy has to play all this part. He has to live the life of a child with him. Mummy has to live the life of a child with the child, and then she is able to bring up the child of whom she may be proud of. Otherwise, if the child goes to the, a 10-year boy goes to some party and he makes a mess of his dish here, the people will say, oh, the parents have not brought the child properly. So we can't leave the style of eating to be made by the child himself. No, we have to tell him how to do. When he has been channeled how to do this, then a very ideal sense of behavior gets ingrained in his daily routine. Naturally, without a thought, spontaneously he behaves in that manner which is a joy to all others in society. We have to bring up the children not by throwing the responsibility to them, but telling them how to do and what not to do and how to behave, so that it's like bringing up a tree. A gardener knows when the tree is small, and if it's a tender tree of a hedge or something, creeper, the gardener puts a stick and makes the creeper grow in a straight line up and up. Otherwise, the creeper, it can't stand by itself. It's too tender. The creeper is too tender to go up by all himself. It needs a stick to go up this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And that is the tenderness of a child till the age of 10, 12, 14. The traditional system of education in which we have been brought up, I think we are more sensible to behave in society than the children that go to free schools. It's just, I'm mentioning it by the way, this is not the voice of our movement, it's my transcendental meditations don't raise a voice against free schools. But the way I feel about the whole thing, drift from the traditional education, this drift has a tendency which demands something more in education, but that something more is not supplied by free type of education, leaving the children to their responsibilities and allowing them to grow in a very peculiar sort of way. But what the education system needs is this, the technique, TM, to develop the mind. And the whole system is absolutely beautiful. The whole traditional system of education is all good. It only lacks this inward diving and coming out in developing the nervous system to be most responsible for having two states of consciousness. This is what was lacking. So we supply what is lacking and not dismantle what is beautiful at the basis of education. All the branches of learning, so well disciplined in their graded values for advancement in knowledge, in all those specific fields, all that is very systematically laid out. What is lacking is just this thing, bliss consciousness, which has a value to improve the nervous system and improve the level of consciousness. With this thing supplied, the whole system of education will just blossom into beautiful, responsible, fully developed, integrated citizens of every nation. Free type of education, just because it throws on the tender shoulders of the children the responsibility to make their decisions at the age when it's too tender for them. The knowledge that they have, they don't know what mathematics is, they don't know what physics is, they don't know what geography, history, language is. We have to tell them, this is A, this is B, this is C. We have to tell them this is this, this is this. And if you want to write a cat, C-A-T, cat, and then they just can't write and make their own spelling, K-E-T, cat. It'll be too much. It won't be a very systematic growth. And for a society system, a systematized life of the individual is most precious for a society to develop. A systematized living, a systematized living, systematic living is most essential for a life for a society to grow and keep on growing. This is very, very important. In the kindergarten, yes, we can have a football there and a tennis ball there, and you put them together, they go around here and kick this ball and kick this ball here. In kindergarten, where we just want them to be with a little bit out of the parents and with amongst themselves, they run about and play, and this kindergarten, fine. And when we start with them to channel their thinking, to channel their manner of behavior, to channel their habits, then we put them on specific regular routines of the day, which have been formulated, the course have been formulated that this year they'll be from here to here, from here to here, and by the time they are 10 years, they have this much of knowledge and this much of mannerism and this much of sense of social behavior, meeting with other people. And then when they grow from 10 to 15, 16, they have this thing to read and this thing to read, channeled. Courses should not be left to the children to make their own course. Courses must come from expert. First year this, and second year this, and fourth year this, and fifth year this. And then they have to be guided that when you do this, when you do the homework, when you sit on the table, you sit on the table like that. You just can't sit on the table like that and do this like that and like that. The habits have to be channeled in the course of development, which is going to be useful when they are able to take good responsibilities. It's very, very important. We put a terrace on the wall when the wall has grown so high, and then the terrace comes. We can't put the terrace when the wall is not there. It will be no terrace. And the wall must be strong. The engineers calculate how much thick should be the wall, and so that it is able to take that much load. So all these experts in education, they gauge the whole thing. It's not only the consideration of a child of 5 years of age that he should feel responsible and all that. No, the whole life from 3 years to 23 years, like that, must be graded. Children have to be told this way, this way, this way, and then when by the time they are MA and then step into PhD, they have enough of the mind which is trained to think in a systematic manner. What the education does is puts the habit of systematic thinking, and then that systematic thinking is applied in whatever field of life one is interested. But the habit of thinking, you see a systematized mind when you talk to a man who is a PhD, and you talk to a man who is not so much educated, and he is maybe a worker in the factory who just works with hand and this. The worker in the factory also reads science of being. He also knows about the absolute. He meditates. A PhD also meditates, and you talk to them, and there is a difference in the depth of not only understanding but living that knowledge. And this is what systematized education does. It trains the mind to think systematically, understand systematically, live life systematically. This is the greatest gift of education. What subject one studies, this or this or this, any subject can study. But the curriculums in the college and the systematic procedure of going daily to the college and this, the whole life of a student makes him gets to him into the habit of systematic thinking.
The other part of my question was, in what manner should we do this, give guidance and direction? For instance, if we give a direction to a child and he doesn't follow our direction, how should we react so that we benefit the child?
Mothers, they traditionally they know that to keep the child nice and warm and full of love and this and this. And it's a tradition, I think. It's such a natural thing. Love of mother. Mother does everything to bring up the child. And
Traditions are pretty lost in this country, Maharishi.
I think the generations are coming up only, you know. Every generation is coming up. Nothing is lost. Everything is good. Only we have to be careful with such things as to bring more responsibility on the child or this and this and this. Give them good education. And applying this TM, and now so fortunately so many colleges are demanding this teaching of science of creative intelligence. Science of creative intelligence. It's creeping into the field of education, and then the whole education will blossom into something very relevant and significant. Nothing is wrong anywhere. But such things that come up as I don't know much about this, but the word free education, let the children study what they want to study, this basically is not very healthy. Such a thing is not very healthy. We don't raise a voice against any system of education. Our sole purpose is to introduce TM, whether it's a free school or it's a bound school or whatever. We want to teach TM, but we should have some vision into the reality and the advantages of our traditional systems of education. Traditional means in which we have been brought up. That there is that primary, and there is that junior high and senior high, and there is that college, and then universities, PhDs. It's a regular system like that.
There's someone here that would like to add something to what I was saying.
May I add something to that? That speaking on behalf of mothers, that we feel like having our children with us at the Course and near, just able to see you, is perhaps the greatest beginning, stepping on the road to seeing all those beautiful things in life. And
how many children are here? 4 or 5 I see generally.
Yes, but I'm speaking in terms of in the future of being able to have them with us near and seeing you and being around all the good effects of this environment.
Yeah. We will have a children's park in our academy. No?
Could I take this opportunity to ask that all the mothers interested in attending the courses in the future with their children near them and setting up a nursery meet with me after the lecture?
We don't have to ask. Everyone is interested.
Could I ask them to meet me, please, after this lecture in the rear here so we could get it together? Thank you.
The principle is very lovely. To have the children is very good.
Hello? Oh.
I want this to be a family profession. In which the children shouldn't be debarred of participation and all. Family profession. It's such a laudable thing, no?